Hello friends, I am Dr. Vinay Singh. I am running for Assembly in Assembly District 10. I have vision to make California great again and I need your support to transform my vision into reality. To support my vision to make California great again, you may please visit drsinghforassembly.com and there you can comment, contribute, support, and you can ask questions if you have, and I will try to answer them. I want to listen you. Now today it is our third video and I am going to discuss the third issue Californians are facing. The third issue is the high inflation. Before that, I have uploaded two YouTube videos on my channel, Dr. Singh for Assembly, one for corrupt democracy and other is for failed education system. For your information, I will summarize these two videos here. The corrupt democracy, why democracy is becoming the mother of corruption. So, you know that democracy basically is the result of election, and election is very costly nowadays. To win an election, one has to spend huge amount of money, and in that money, whatever money a person spends to win the election, or even he loses the election, he or she will not get any return. The politician's job or the person who runs for election, he does very hard work, but what in returns he gets nothing. He does hard work and he has to serve the people. Finally he has to become a servant of people without any return. He has to serve the people, but he will not get anything for that huge amount of money he spends in the election. So basically you will find that three categories of people, they becoming politicians or they want to run an election. The first category of people, very rich businessmen, are the people who are industrialists and they have lot of money and now they are not interested in earning more money, but they have some other social work or vision for the country, and they want to serve people, and they are in that capacity to waste huge of money or spend huge of money, and they don't care. So getting such type of people is very difficult, but if you see in future, only that kind of people will run the election, because the general public, they are fed up with election because of spending and the hard work and in return getting nothing. The second category of people running for election is those people who have amassed lot of money through corrupt practices and other sources, and if that money is wasted, they are not going to care about that. Those kind of people coming into this field to serve the people, and for that reason, in that serving the people, they are not getting any return, but they become corrupt to amass more money through some loopholes the government has, and for that reason they come into the politics. And third category of people are those people who can have some connection and they can be able to get donations from the people to run for the elections, but they are not so rich. But that category of people also very few, because general public, they still they are not liking investing too much money, wasting too much money in election on useless stuff, and there is no return, and finally you will land into a office. There you have to do lot of work for the people, for the country, without any reward. So these three category people, now you understand that they will be running for election. Now I go to the field every day and I get the input from voters, and there are voters that they have two opinions. One opinion is that whoever running election, they come to them and they explain the same common issues the country or state is facing, and they promise to resolve those common issues. So if it is from party X or party Y, they are having the same issues in their bucket and they are going to resolve same issues from here and this party and that party. So the voters mostly say, why to take interest in this election if everyone going to resolve the same issues which we are facing. So why to choose a particular person? They will, whoever will win and go to the office will do same for us. So there is no need to take interest, and as per the report 66% people are like that. They are not taking part in election. And another opinion from the voters are there is also 66% of those people or those voters who don't want to waste their money in donation, because what they are saying is that if they donate the money, that will be wasted, there will be no return, that money will be wasted on useless stuff by politicians, and there will be no return, so why to give donation? And the people who are going to win, they will do the same thing, either from X party or Y party. So and that way finally what we can get here is that only 33% people who have a special interest, wealthy special interest, and the rich people or businessman interested in politics, and they will donate to the person who has a connection with them. But finally the person after winning the election, he will lead into corrupt practices, because this special interest will hold him to get that job done. So that way we see that there is democracy is becoming very complicated, corrupt issues, and it is not as good as we are thinking, because the general public is not interested, and nowadays only rich are coming in this election and winning the election. So mostly we can say that the government of rich people, by the rich people and for the rich people, and in that some rich people to they think this is kind of investment, huge investment, so they try to recover the money back through some corrupt practices, so landing into corruption. Now second issue is failed education system. In failed education system, what happens is the parents and the dropouts students are not taken care by the system, and therefore 40% of dropouts due to various reasons, they land into mental illness, high risk behavior, they will increase, and finally they increases the crime rate and homelessness. And to taking care of this homelessness and crime, the government has to spend a lot on social welfare. So this is another issue, we have to take care of that. Now third issue is today we are going to discuss is high inflation. And high inflation also finally what it does is it increases the social welfare cost. Why? So we will discuss here the high inflation, the reason behind high inflation. There are three catalysts that play the role in high inflation. One is increased prices of gas and energy. Second, government is printing more money. And third catalyst is demand is more than the production capacity. So let us discuss the first catalyst, that is increased price of gas and energy. So what it does? So if price of gas or energy increases, so it has two effects. It results into increased production cost, because the production of a company is based on the gas and energy, and it will also result into increased transportation cost, because any kind of transportation it is based on gas and energy. So increased price has two effects. One is it will increase the production cost, and second one is transportation cost. Increased production cost will finally result into increased price of the end product, the product which is manufactured in the industry or in the production unit. If production cost increased, so that will be added to the product cost. And if you see the second scenario where transportation cost is increased, in that case it results into increased cost of raw material which comes from various places and comes to the unit. So that cost will be increased, and that will also finally result into increased price in the end product. And once end product price increases, so what happens is it results into reduction in purchasing power. So in you can say that when a product a person is buying, if that product becomes costly and he has the money which he is getting as usual from his earning, so he cannot get that product more because of its cost, and that his purchasing power will be reduced. The second catalyst here is printing more money from the government. So in that case also the purchasing power of individual is reduced, because that money finally results into high cost product, and he cannot buy more stuff, because printing of money will basically it increases the cost of end products. And the third catalyst is if demand is more than production capacity. In that case the population increases, so that needs more stuff, and if more stuff is needed and supply is less, so in that scenario also purchasing power of the person is reduced. And once purchasing power is reduced, so it is measured in the percentage how much rate is changed for a product. If it is not drastic change percentage rate in the price of the product, so it could land into low or good inflation. Low or good inflation is there, you know, the economy will be not impacted, and there will be least effect on consumers. So we are not going to discuss this, but if you see today's scenario, we see that it is high inflation because the percentage rate of product price is increased drastically, and that way what is happening is that results into the lower income group, they cannot buy much stuff, they land into unaffordability of services, goods, food, housing, utilities and gas. So this is the very big impact in high inflation, and that makes mostly people, this if they can unaffordable the housing, goods, food, utilities and gas, so finally what happens, they become mental ill, they are unstable, their future is uncertain, so they will be in stress and land into mental illness. Those kind of people also land into high risk behavior, and the crime rate will increase, and that kind of people also land into homelessness because they don't have housing, they cannot afford housing, and they have finally land into homelessness. And these three categories of people, finally they need extra care from the government, and government has to spend lot of money on taking care of them, and finally it will land into the increasing cost of social welfare. So that way we discussed that inflation, what inflation, high inflation can do is it can increase the social welfare cost because of unaffordability of the various products, costs, food, housing, and then the people may go into another phase of their life, there they may land into mental problem, or they may land into a crime or homelessness, and that way the government spending may increase on social welfare, which if we can take care of inflation, that money we can save and spend on another development work. So please let me know what do you think about my video. If you like it, just share it, and please comment so that I can come up with such kind of video more and more.